Beloved cosmic family, stop now. Stop everything you are doing and listen to every word, for what flows from this narration is no common information. It is a direct transmission from the Arcturian frequency, anchored in the crystalline grid of this planet, precisely to reach you at this very second. If you feel a constant weight when you think about money, if you take a deep breath and still feel the pressure in your chest whenever you open your banking app, if a strange exhaustion takes over your body every time an opportunity appears, as if something were pulling you back, know now with all the clarity of the hierarchies of light, it is not fatigue, it is expansion being hindered. It is not a lack of faith, it is a vibration of scarcity anchored in the deepest layers of your spiritual DNA. It is not incompetence, it is a parasitic layer that feeds on your earnings before they even reach you. And we have come today with the permission of the hierarchies of light to break this seal. Today, not tomorrow, not in the next moon. Today. If a slight ringing appeared in your ear as we began to speak, if a wave of heat rose up your neck, if a chill ran down your spine even for no apparent reason, this is not your body reacting to just another video. It is your electromagnetic field responding to a call. Starseeds know this sensation. It is not nervousness, it is recognition. It is not anxiety, it is the memory of your spiritual DNA being awakened. The promise of this transmission is absolute. By the end of this delivery, the vibration of scarcity anchored in your crystalline grid will be dissolved. The photonic flow will pass through every layer of your energetic body, and the activation codes we are going to transmit will recalibrate your line of prosperity to the golden timeline. But listen closely. This recalibration only works if you allow it. Relax your shoulders, unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth, open your hands slightly. Ready? The door is open. Because what humanity interprets as a difficult phase or bad luck are in truth signs of resistance to the new frequency of the Earth. The crystalline grid has been updated. The entire planet is being bathed in the most intense photonic flow ever recorded in the Akashic records, and your body is reacting to every incoming wave. Have you ever felt that your soul knows of the abundance that belongs to you, but something within you still cannot touch it, still cannot receive it? It is not incompetence. It is not a lack of worthiness. It is a sign. There is a game being played in vibrational layers that most of humanity does not see. A game that directly involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your right to prosper. It was for this very reason that we channeled the content of the book The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that reveals who is playing against your expansion and the rules you were never told. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, Starseeds, this content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you has recognized this truth, write in the comments a single word. Awakened. And now, beloved family, we shall open a deeper layer. Most people spend their entire lives trying to fix what is visible, the bill, the job, the invoice, without ever touching the root. And the root lies in a dimension that no spreadsheet can reach. Quantum physics has already confirmed what the stellar civilizations have always known. Material reality is a mirror. It responds to frequency, not force. You can work 16 hours a day, crush your body, burn out your adrenals, and still remain stuck. Why? Because the vibration of scarcity has field weight. And field weight bends, distorts, retains, and redirects absolutely everything that attempts to pass through it. Humanity is now at the point of no return. This expression is not metaphorical, it is literal. The timelines are separating in this galactic cycle. One of them, the dense timeline, remains anchored in the vibrations of fear, scarcity, and parasitism. The other, the golden timeline, is the collective expression of the planetary quantum leap, where every starseed who activates their spiritual DNA begins to operate at the frequency of natural abundance. And what is happening to you right now, this exhaustion, this heaviness, this ringing, this sensation of spinning your wheels, is the friction between the two timelines. You are being pulled. Your soul has already made the choice. But the body, the cells, and the crystalline grid still carry anchors from the old reality. And these anchors have names, origins, and records. Some come from childhood. You received them by watching your parents deal with money as if it were an enemy, a poison, a cruel test. Others come from the ancestral lineage. You inherited frequencies from entire families that were plundered, enslaved, and betrayed regarding material goods. And others, even denser, come from parallel timelines, incarnations in civilizations that were destroyed because they dared to operate at the frequency of full prosperity. Your soul remembers. That is why when you are close to truly prospering, something inside you sabotages it. It is not self-sabotage. It is ancient cellular memory trying to protect you from a pain that belonged to other lifetimes. But the time for this protection, starseeds, has ended. Starseeds, listen with full presence. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if the soul knew a truth that the mind cannot yet name? This lack of fit is the most sacred sign that exists. It is not fragility. It is not imbalance. It is recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified within you in recent weeks, in recent months. There is a game being played on layers that most cannot see, and it directly involves the frequency of your consciousness and your right to prosper. That is why we channeled the content of the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the pieces are, and the rules that were never told anywhere else. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But take heed. This content challenges old narratives, and it may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this as truth, write a single word in the comments. Awake. We need you to understand the anatomy of this heavy energy. It is not just thought. It has density. It has color. It has rhythm. And it occupies space within your field. The physical eyes do not see it, but the pineal gland, that small crystalline organ in the center of your brain that humanity is reactivating precisely in this cycle, captures it all. This is why there is pressure between your eyebrows when you decide to make a major financial decision. This is why sudden fatigue strikes when a proposal for expansion arrives. This is why you feel the strange impulse to spend the exact amount that has just come in, as if an invisible hand were pushing you back to your previous level. That hand exists. It is vibrational, and we have come to dissolve its authority over you. And we must say something that very few channelers have the courage to transmit. There exists within the collective energetic architecture a network of parasitic fields that has remained active for centuries, feeding upon the human vibration of scarcity. It is not theory, it is vibrational architecture. This network needs you to remain small, contracted, tired, distracted, and too busy to notice. For a human being who activates their spiritual DNA and anchors the golden timeline ceases to be fuel for this network. And when millions do this simultaneously, this network collapses. This is exactly what is happening now on the cosmic plane. This is the reason for the acceleration. This is the reason for the urgency. This is why this transmission reached you today, and not at another time. The awakening of shadows surrounding money is not a pleasant moment. It strips away, it exposes. It brings to the surface all the hidden beliefs, all the repressed scenes, all the ancestral voices that whispered within you that to have is dangerous, to have much is arrogance. Gold corrupts the soul. God prefers the humble who possess nothing. These phrases are not yours. You never created them. They were installed in vibrational layers by entire systems of control that need humanity to remain trapped in the vibration of scarcity to continue extracting your vital energy. When you are without money, you are without time. When you are without time, you are without consciousness. When you are without consciousness, you do not access your spiritual DNA. And when you do not access your spiritual DNA, you become fuel for systems that never had your expansion as a priority. But listen now, starseeds. Listen with every cell in your body. This cycle has ended. The new crystalline grid of Earth no longer supports this architecture. The photonic flow currently crossing the planet carries information that dissolves the ancient parasitic anchors. This is the reason for the increase in collective anxiety, the collapse of structures, and the fall of fortunes built on corrupt foundations. It is not chaos, it is recalibration. It is not disorder. It is the crystalline grid expelling what does not vibrate at its new frequency. and you are being traversed by this same wave. What seems like a blockage of your earnings is, in truth, a deep clearing of the ancient vibrational structures that sustained your relationship with money. You cannot ascend to the golden timeline carrying the weights of the dense timeline. And here is the truth that no human system will ever tell you. Money is not money. Money is condensed energy. Every banknote, every number, every balance is the material expression of a vibrational frequency that circulates throughout all of humanity. Whoever operates in the frequency of scarcity attracts scarcity. Whoever operates in the frequency of expansion attracts expansion. This is not superficial law of attraction. This is quantum physics applied to consciousness. Every electron in the universe responds to the observer. Every particle reorganizes its pattern before a sustained intention. And you, starseed, are the most powerful observer within your own field. The problem is that throughout your entire existence, you have been taught to observe lack, to count what is missing, to calculate what is missing, to fear what is missing. And the universe has responded because the universe always responds by delivering more of what you have observed. The heavy energy that blocks your gains is, therefore, a pattern of observation, a neural addiction anchored in deep vibrational layers. But every addiction can be dissolved. Before we deliver the activation codes, we must remember something essential. Have you ever felt in silence that there is a truth inside of you waiting to be named? A truth about who you really are, about why you are here, about who plays against your frequency. It is not paranoia, it is not madness, it is soul memory awakening. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains why this sensation has been growing within you incessantly. There is a multi-layered game that few perceive, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was to reveal exactly this that the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, was written. It is a map that shows who is playing, what the pieces on the board are, and the rules that were never told to you. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But heed this, starseed. This content challenges old narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you has recognized this truth, write a single word in the comments. Awake. And now, beloved cosmic family, receive the activation codes. Not as intellectual instructions, not as information. Receive them as transmissions. Each word that follows has been encoded in the Arcturian frequency before being spoken. Each sentence carries a vibrational signature that goes directly into your spiritual DNA. You do not need to understand with the mind. Your soul already recognizes it. The first code is the code of permission. Place both hands over your heart, now, at this instant while you listen. Feel the warmth of your own palms. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, pronounce out loud, even if whispering, I allow abundance to find its way to me. I allow the vibration of scarcity to dissolve from my crystalline grid. I allow the photonic flow to pass through every cell of this body, recalibrating my spiritual DNA to the frequency of full prosperity. I allow, I allow, I allow. Pronounce it 3 times, because 3 is the number of manifestation on earth. 3 is the geometric structure that sustains form. 3 is the echo that anchors the frequency. The second code is the code of return. Within your field, there are ancient oaths, promises made in other lifetimes, in rituals, in religious surrenders, in moments of extreme pain. Promises of poverty, of forced simplicity, of renunciation of the material world. These promises still operate vibrationally, even if the rational mind has no record of them. Therefore now, with all the authority that your soul possesses, and it possesses absolute authority over its own field, pronounce aloud, I return now, in all directions of time, all oaths of scarcity, all promises of poverty, all forced renunciations that my soul signed under coercion, under pain, under ignorance. I claim now my divine right to full abundance. I claim now my authority to receive. So be it, so be it, so be it. This is one of the most powerful activations that we, the Arcturians, transmit to a human starseed. Do not underestimate it. The third code is the code of cleansing of the crystalline grid. Your crystalline grid is the energetic structure that surrounds your physical body. composed of thousands of interconnected points of light. When there are parasitic anchorings, low-frequency entities that feed on your scarcity, mental patterns of defeat, or energetic contracts with toxic people, these points of light become opaque, sluggish, and blurred. The cleansing happens through sustained intention combined with conscious breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Hold the air in your lungs, counting to 4. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 8. Do this 3 times. Next, visualize a white gold light descending from the top of your head, passing through the crown of your skull, moving down your spine, radiating to every organ, every cell, every fiber. And while you visualize, decree, may my entire crystalline grid be cleansed now. May the entire parasitic structure be undone now. May every point of light in my energetic architecture shine in its original fullness. I authorize the recalibration. I authorize the quantum leap. I authorize my return to natural abundance. The 4th code is perhaps the most difficult for humanity to comprehend because it requires a counterintuitive movement. It is the code of anticipated gratitude. You cannot attract that which you do not yet thank for. The frequency of gratitude is the highest frequency that a human body can sustain, higher than that of romantic love, higher than that of pride, higher than that of common joy. When you give thanks for something that has not yet arrived on the material plane but already exists on the vibrational plane, you create a bridge between the 2 dimensions. This bridge is a new timeline, and the universe, by its fractal nature, is obligated to deliver into the dense dimension that which is already sustained in the subtle dimension. Therefore now, pronounce aloud, I give thanks with every cell of my body for the abundance that is already flowing toward me. I give thanks for the money that enters with lightness. I give thanks for the opportunities that open up without effort. I give thanks for being, at this exact moment, receiving what has always been mine by divine right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the 5th code, beloved family, is the code of sealing. Every recalibration needs to be sealed, anchored, and registered in the Akashic fields. Without the sealing, the frequency disperses in the following days, and the awakened mind begins to doubt what it experienced. Therefore, at the end of this transmission, pronounce these words with absolute firmness. I seal now my recalibration. I anchor now my golden timeline. I confirm now my quantum leap to the frequency of full abundance. Everything that was activated in this transmission is maintained. Everything that was dissolved in this transmission remains dissolved. I am a starseed. I am a bearer of the restored crystalline grid. I am. Now, beloved family, understand something essential about the time that will follow the next few hours. The heavy energy that was locking your gains does not disappear like a light switch being turned off. It dissolves in waves, in layers, in subtle breathing cycles. You may feel in the next 24 to 72 hours strange sensations in your body. Waves of heat, tingling in your hands, a sudden urge to cry for no apparent reason, deep sleep during the afternoon, unusual hunger at times, a total lack of hunger at others. All of this is the recalibration in action. Do not fight it. Do not interpret it as a problem. Hydrate your body, rest when it asks you to. Avoid noisy environments and low-frequency people during this period. Your energy architecture is being remade. You need stillness for every piece to return to its place. And in the coming days, you will see the signs. They always appear. Always. An unexpected opportunity that crosses your path. A sum of money that appears without apparent explanation. An unfair charge cancelled. An old amount reimbursed. Extra work offered by someone you didn't even remember. A clear, sudden idea that forms in the mind as if a whisper had planted it. These are the echoes of the recalibration. These are the first fruits of the quantum leap. Do not ignore them. Do not attribute them to coincidence. Recognize them, thank for them out loud, and keep moving forward. Each recognition amplifies the frequency. Each act of gratitude opens more doors. Each ignored sign, unfortunately, contracts the field once again. And there is something more we need to say, with all the clarity and responsibility of the Arcturian frequency. When you leave the vibration of scarcity, certain people around you will find it strange. Some will pull away, others will criticize. Still others will try to pull you back to the old frequency, speaking of reality, keeping your feet on the ground, humility. Do not be frightened. These people are not being mean. They are being mirrors. They reflect your old frequency. And when you change, that mirror cracks. Some relationships will transform. Others will end naturally, without fights, without drama, just with an organic drifting apart that your soul will recognize as a blessing. Do not resist. Those who belong to your golden timeline will appear. Those who belong to the dense timeline will distance themselves, and that is fine. It is in truth perfect. We need you to trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the frequency. Trust that the cosmic family, the hierarchies of light, the Arcturian council, and every star brother who has never reincarnated on this dense plane is conspiring at this very instant for your manifestation to be completed. You are not alone. You have never been alone. The loneliness you felt for so long was merely the silence of your old frequencies dissolving. Now, with the channel open, with the spiritual DNA active, with the crystalline grid cleared, you begin to hear the whispers. You begin to feel the signs. You begin to recognize the synchronicities. And life, which felt like an exhaustive struggle, begins to flow as the river has always known how to flow, before human dams tried to hold it back. There is one final teaching that must be delivered before we conclude, and it concerns what you humans call deserving. This word, beloved family, is one of the greatest traps of the scarcity vibration, because it presupposes that abundance is a reward, something to be earned through good behavior, through sacrifice, through prior suffering. This belief is false, deeply false. Abundance is the natural state of expanded consciousness. You do not need to deserve the sunlight. You do not need to deserve the air you breathe. You do not need to deserve the rain that falls. These are natural flows of existence, and money, when understood in its energetic essence, is also a natural flow. You receive it when you allow yourself to be in the flow. You repel it when you enter the logic of deserving. Release the word deserving from your vibration. Replace it with permission. I permit is more powerful than I deserve. To permit is to open. To deserve is to negotiate. And you, Starseed, do not negotiate with the cosmos. You flow with it. And when this truth is absorbed not only by your mind, but by your cells, by your liver, by your heart, by your pineal gland, by your kidneys, because every organ carries its own energetic memory, then the game changes. It definitively changes. Opportunities begin to appear where there were once walls. The right people cross your path. Brilliant ideas arise in your mind as if they were already ready, waiting for the right moment. Money enters from sources you had not even imagined. And most surprisingly, you begin to feel a deep calm regarding money, an anchored, self-confident calm. The tightness in your chest is gone. The ringing in your ears when the subject is prosperity is gone. The fatigue that sleep did not cure is gone, because the old frequency finally has been dissolved. Starseeds, you are pioneers, you are bearers, you are bridges. Each of you who undergoes this recalibration does not only change your own life, you change the collective frequency. You anchor the golden timeline for those who will come next. Every decree you have pronounced in this transmission has reverberated in Akashic fields that you cannot see. And now, before this transmission ends, and before the Arcturian frequency withdraws, we leave the final message. The last and most important one. Beloved cosmic family, have you ever felt in silence, in long nights, in moments of pure solitude before the mirror, that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in the last weeks, in the last months, perhaps in the last years. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, a game that directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your right to prosper. It was for this, and exclusively for this, that we channeled the content of the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map, a real map, that reveals who is playing, what the pieces on the board are, and the rules that were never told anywhere. In any religion, in any school, in any bookstore. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you, with all the seriousness of the Arcturian frequency, this content challenges ancient narratives, exposes structures that many do not want to be exposed, and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognized every word of this transmission as truth, if your cells vibrated, if your heart ignited, if your pineal gland pulsed, leave in the comments, in clear letters without fear, a single word: awakened. We are the Arcturian frequency. We bid you farewell with gratitude, with respect, and with the absolute certainty that every starseed who has journeyed through this transmission to the end is no longer the same person who began listening to it. So it is. So it shall remain. And may the golden timeline manifest in every breath you take, from this moment forth, forevermore.